hello, Internet. I hope this sounds good, because I got a new microphone. Well, I got a new headset. I've forgotten where I put my phone. Could have sworn I just had my phone. Anyway. Wanna play some Final Fantasy 7? 7. Wanna play some Final Fantasy 16? You wanna continue with the adventures of Clive Rossfield? Okay, but where did I put my phone? Am I just that... Am I dumb now? Did my... I guess so. I guess I just don't have a phone anymore. Oh well. We gotta speak to the furniture maker. How terribly exciting. I think they're here. I hope everything sounds good. The game volume's appropriate. Is this where you left off last stream? It is where I left off last stream. I do not play this game unless I'm streaming. This is a stream only game. As much as I really like this game too, I really enjoy playing it. You know, I know people are out there and they want to see all the adventures and all the mistakes I make. I'm honest. I'm so look at my phone. Look at chat. Where's my phone? What'd you do with my phone? Where'd you put it? Huh? What'd you do with it? Where'd it go? I can't believe chat stole my phone. This is unreal. Unbelievable. I expect better from you, chat. I found it. Ha! So this is called part 15, but it's technically part 16 because the demo was 2 parts. So everything should actually be an extra part. But maybe I'll rename the demo part 1 and part 2, just to make everyone's lives easier. Oh, I feel like this microphone's gonna bump my shoulder a lot. Okay. I don't think we have any other side quests to do. I think that's why oh, I remembered, yeah. Okay. Also, your audio sounds a bit odd. Okay. Let's investigate. When you say my audio, do you mean my microphone? Sounds okay on my end. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go talk to this person.
Out of my sight, wretch. I've no use for a branded who can't even fill my cup.
What a dick. I love getting stuck in corners. Because I'm looking at something else.
The caravan stops next to the
Juicy
checkpoint.
pears! Slake your thirst without a crystal!
Pear would be pretty nice right now. Mind.
Are you the furniture maker?
Looking for something in particular? Ah, Eloise collared you too, eh? Then I expect you want to know more.
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets. What have you learned?
For one, that they're targeting the traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. You should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
Wow, those would be incredibly hot because they're left out in the sun. That would be so fun to buy and just burn your hand like the dude in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'll take the large one.
An excellent choice, my lord.
His background video is great.
Come and taste my peaches! They're sweet as nectar!
Excuse me? Someone's selling her peach.
You should come with me to the Dominion. Life will be different there.
Fish for sale! Fresh sorted and smoked! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry. Message from Eloise, is it?
She's asked me to help her. To help you find the pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know, then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty, dressed in rags. Street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but they might have heard something.
It's worth a try.
It's gonna be one of those quests. Just run
All
around.
right then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Fish left out in the sun. Delicious. What else we got? What do you sell? Grain? What else we got? You know what we should do at the beginning of the stream? Pet the dog. Pet the dog. Good boy. We'll go in for another. Let's go in for another.
Fetch!
It's a little treat. Alright, back to work, Torval.
Go and bother someone else, will you? I've got my trader's pass and I'll be leaving as soon as I'm able. If I stay here much longer, I'll end up no better off than those poor sods by the gate.
Alright.
Coming through here.
Get us through!
Looks like I could pretty well get through, but...
Have you got a trader's pass? No? Then fuck off.
Okay, then. Look at this child. Scowling child.
Excuse me. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Can't stop you.
I was just wondering if anyone has asked you to do anything out of the ordinary recently.
Only thing you grown-ups ever ask us to do is shut up and go away. So guess what I'm about to tell you to do?
Sorry. I'll leave you alone.
Where's the next child?
The finest earthenware from the Free Cities, all but unbreakable.
So it is breakable. It's all but unbreakable. It's everything but unbreakable. It's breakable.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I've not played near.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me.
I don't play a lot of.
What's picking pockets?
I don't play a lot of Japanese
you get
games.
paid for it?
To be fair.
No,
Other than
you
Metal
get
Gear.
in trouble for it.
Huge Metal Gear fan.
So if they come calling,
It's my
you
favorite
know
franchise.
what to tell them.
My volume is really quiet. On which? My microphone? Okay. Test. 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 Okay. How about that? That seems like it's gonna be a lot louder. I'm using a totally new headset, so I hadn't really changed anything. I feel like that's gonna be really loud though. I mean, the PlayStation said it was good, but
I picked a hole in my pocket once. Was that bad too?
The caravan stops next to the checkpoint. Show them your trader's pass, and you'll be on your way. Jug of snake spit for the road? It'll keep you warm.
is that a type of alcohol? Snake spit? Anxious girl.
Excuse me?
Clive's so bad with kids.
I don't have any money.
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We just want
Jesus.
to talk.
I bought.
What about?
We've heard that
I'll
some
wait till
very
this cutscene's
bad
over.
people are making children like you steal from travelers. We need to know who's behind it so we can stop them.
I don't know much about it really, but my friend Honza, he said he got a job doing something dangerous.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might be?
He's usually by the tents outside town.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Okay, so I was previously using a Razer Man of War Overwatch edition that I got for very cheap many years ago that broke within like 2 weeks, but it was on clearance, so I couldn't return it because they don't make them anymore. And so I kind of just duct taped it back together, and it's got some pretty nice audio, but the mic is terrible, and that plugged into my controller. But for a very long time, I've had on my PC, because I have a Yeti microphone, right, for input, but I've been using Razer Black Sharks that I've had for like 15 years, or probably more, that I love, that have been fixed and modified many times by Harcroft. And on Prime Day, they put the Razer Black Shark V2 Pro on sale, which I was very excited about when the original V2 came out, because I love my Black Sharks. They're my favorite headsets that I've ever owned. Not just the style, but I just like the fit and everything. Removable microphones. But the regular ones are kind of like budget. So all the reviews were really bad, even for the price. But the V2 has had really good reviews, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I can use it wired, but I'm currently using it wireless. which may be why my voice might sound weird sometimes. The old PlayStation mic, I doubt it. The PlayStation mic I was using was the one attached to my Razer Man of War, which is a terrible microphone. My PC microphone is my Yeti, and I'm not going to drag it out to plug it into my PlayStation and use that. That one, of course, sounds great. But I'm not going to... That's in a whole other room.
Caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
But this microphone's fairly highly rated, especially for a headset, so I'm happy with it. Yes, you are used to my Yeti. Yeah. Maybe if I switch to like an SLR setup, one of these days, like I'll get proper microphone stuff for podcasting instead of a Yeti, which is kind of a budget microphone if you want to buy a decent microphone. I'll switch it to my PlayStation. But for how often, I mean, I'm only playing Final Fantasy 16 on the PlayStation, and it's the only game I'm streaming on the PlayStation right now. So we'll see. Maybe one of these days, but just the way that everything's set up, it doesn't make a lot of sense to move it into another room. And I don't want to move my PlayStation into the computer room. Who am I looking for here?
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
That big fat donkey was easy pickings. He wouldn't have noticed if we robbed his boots off him.
Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get out of this dump.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to these charming characters.
Shit, we're in trouble now.
What do we do?
Kid swore.
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
He can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do.
Daddy.
I'm hungry.
That's that then.
Did you see a boy run past? He stole something from a friend of mine.
There was a boy ran back there towards the chocobo pen, but...
Really like the look of this sword.
Thank you.
I didn't realize how much cleavage Clive was showing before. You can see a lot of his chest. You can see like right where his heart is. It's like a perfect spot. You just aim your sword right where that V is. Stab him right through the chest. Kill him. But you know, he's OP, so don't have to worry about it. That's crazy. That's awesome. You here for Clive's chest? I don't know if I can get closer. There you go. A little out of focus. I mean, there's a whole,
This is
oh God.
everything.
There's a whole... Oh no, I do need to go that way. There's a photo mode. I forget how to get to it, though.
Matter the cost.
I can't remember how to get to photo mode.
See that our fastest birds.
We did a whole podcast on this game on Monday. Geeks with Kids. It's already up on YouTube.
It's all right, Hunter. I'm not going to hurt you.
None of us have beat it yet, though.
I
It's
just
so
want to
long.
ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them. Who are they?
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me good gill if I did what they told me. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
You're... him! I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave it to the Carstones. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them, anyway. If it weren't for their gil, me and my mates would have starved.
If only there was a rich noble who could get all these kids a whole bunch of money and absolutely ruin the economy here.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
Why does this
Making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo?
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister?
Mid has a brother? Is this Clive's son? Or sorry, Sid's son, not Clive. Well, they call Clive Sid now.
Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she?
Oh.
Just a back and a blade.
Never mind. I got excited for
Theodore,
nothing.
at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hans is a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Gosh, a thief. Oh, meteorite, nice. It's used for upgrading stuff. Party makeup has changed, has it? What kind of makeup were we wearing before? Did Goots leave? Or did I get these two back?
Where is it?
So, what's the plan?
What else? We find the cast stones and we crush them. You get your trader's pass back, and I make Boklad a safe place again.
All right then.
All right then.
We just...
Honza,
I get it.
where are they camped?
He's just like another Clive.
Don't worry. They'll never know you told us.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always
He
come
just
to
says
town to
everything
pick
Clive would
passes.
say.
Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said they'd string me up.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Back down the road towards Leighton's Cleft.
To Leighton's Cleft, then.
Quest accepted.
Laney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
It looked like they were about to turn into Leighton's Cleft before they spotted me. It looked like they were about to turn
No, I
into
want to talk to Goots.
You can do it, Clive.
Can I talk to Jill? I could pet the puppy.
When did you get so big?
Curse of the Forgotten. Let's go beat the shit out of some bandits. Oh, no dialogue?
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own.
I love the idea that bandits are like, let's go fight this guy, and then he just summons a fucking phoenix.
Get him!
I doubt these are the ringleaders, but at least we know we're on the right track.
They're just innocent men. We're just innocent men. We're just normal men. More bandits, I hear. Oh, they got a mage with them. These guys are all trying to play Assassin's Creed. But this is Final Fantasy.
That's the lot.
Come on then. Come on. You just walk into him.
More foot soldiers.
Fewer now.
Come on.
Everybody with me? Do they get their own chocobo? They do. I wish you could leap off the chocobo and oh, really? He's gonna get. Oh my god.
Not a bad haul today, eh?
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. That Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It'll be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
Scum. The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
Fuck. It's that guard from Boklat. Kill him. Kill them all.
Get him! Over here! Get him!
Oh, you got me. Damn. Oh my god, I keep missing that one. Oh my god, I have the worst timing apparently. He's dead. I think we got him. Where's Torgal? What the hell? Why are you hiding my dog on me?
And they say crime doesn't pay.
Who said
Gold
that?
chains, rings, purses. And traders' passes. Dozens of them.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. No doubt Goots's is somewhere among them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return everything to the people it was taken from.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things here in your hands, Theodore?
Of course. Oh, and, be sure to tell her of the part I played, won't you?
We'll be glad to.
Look at that beautiful waterfall. How big is that friggin' lake it's on? Look at that. That's awfully peaceful for the amount of water being pumped into it. Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button. I bet there's like an alien spaceship or something under there. Considering all that wreckage. Oh, can I just teleport there? Oh, I can't. What am I running for? Here I am using my own two legs like a sucker. Okay, first of all, get rid of that. There we go.
Ah, Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting in your way, I trust?
Quite the opposite.
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all. Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke. That of the pickpockets, the bandits pulling their strings, and the passes they were stealing. I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom, welcome home, dear brother.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goots's pass. Ask him to keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space in the storeroom. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave without introducing yourself properly. Would it now? Sid. Don't look so shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Caravans are always happy to help those in need. For a small fee, we will move anything that needs moving. Be that goods to market, or bearers away from it.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are seeking to expand our operation. And who better to join forces with than the leader in the field? Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same in more ways than one. So what would you say to working together again?
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is ours.
Nice. We need more allies.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
I hope it's money. I like money. Damn. I guess that's fine.
What is it?
Elle has friends in high places, while I have associates in lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend to us both.
The collar and compass.
I shall bear it with pride.
Cool.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots's pass should secure you a place on the caravan, but if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a coach of our own. For a discounted price, of course. Say, 9 million?
We'll try the caravan.
I could get in for free, or I could pay you 9 million. And maybe get caught. Yo, what? Oh, okay. Reduces thunderstorm cooldown by 2.7 seconds. I do use thunderstorm.
Right then. Let's get this back to Goots.
Back to Goots. Right? Is this one thunderstorm? This one's pile drive or judgment bolt. I don't use thunderstorm. Which one's thunderstorm? Oh, it's that one. Yeah, it's alright. This one's insanely good. This one does more damage. Like, and more stun, so. And it's instant.
And then it's on to the Dominion. Something I can help you with? Why, I am what you see.
The proprietors of the Crimson Caravans. The best known and best trusted porterage firm in Buckland. They're less expensive options, it's true, but customers choose us for two reasons. We're reliable and we don't ask questions. Our wagons stand ready to transport anything you might want moved discreetly, be that possessions you'd rather others didn't know about, or even
It can
people.
be a risky business.
But what we make from moving the former, we spend on improving our ability to transport the latter. You might even consider us competitors of the infamous Sid the Outlaw. And he and I not reached an agreement.
This being a border town.
Merchants have to stop in on their way to the crystalline Dominion to carry out any final business in the Republic. And the locals are only too pleased to oblige the weighing, or by weighing their wagons down with local specialities before they leave, and lingering or lightening their purses in the process. But what if a visitor doesn't have a wagon of their own? Why, then it falls to portals like ourselves to provide one. Third trucking company.
Or at least, it did.
Lately, most passers through journey to the Dominion in search of a safe haven rather than a tidy profit. And who can blame them? Some things are more important than commerce, after all.
Don't worry about Hansa and the others.
They will be safe with us. But there will be more little ones abandoned at the gates, and they too may turn to crime in their desperation to survive. Especially if the cast stones or some other ill-intentioned element decides to give them the choice in the matter. Or no choice in the matter. It's up to those of us who care to see that that doesn't happen.
Always a pleasure.
Anything I can do for you?
If my sister is the smiling face of the Crimson Caravan, then I am the scowl she brings in the customers. I scare off those who pray.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Louise always did have a talent for business. I prefer working with my hands, or rather, my fists. There are plenty of bandits and beasts out there to keep me busy. The Crimson Caravan has a reputation to uphold, and I need to keep my skills well honed. Half of the wagons that come through Buckland nowadays are full of people fleeing for the Dominion, and half of them go no further than the gate. Their cries soon blend in with all the others. Let us through! We can't live without magic! They'll give us new crystals to
Fools, a lot of them.
If they love magic so much, they should have tried being born a bearer.
Criminals and cowards.
Bullied the desperate and dispossessed into doing their bidding. And also they could keep their own hands clean. It's no wonder it took me a while to track them down. If it hadn't been for you and Jill, I might never have found them. Still less brought them to justice.
So thank you.
I'd offer you a share in the spoils if it didn't all belong to other people. That's...
May luck go with you.
Yeah, that's the quandary in D&D. Do you give people their stuff back, or do you keep it? Hello, side quest. Oh, there's a bunch of side quests.
Let me carry your goods. Pardon me, but would you have that well-notched steel and impressive physique? I have need of a sword for hire, and yours looks to be a weapon well worth the coin. Might you be convinced to offer me the use of those formidable arms?
How exactly do you intend to use them?
Well, being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, I wish to investigate the ruins near the city, and I require a rugged companion, lest I find myself waylaid by ne'er-do-wells or the beasts sent to roam the area. Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, but partake of the true treasure that awaits us there. The rich and storied history of Zemeckis. Well, were you ever party to a finer proposition?
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come. We must away.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis Road, and from there, onward to discovery. Quickly! There is not a moment to lose.
Wait. Good luck with your ne'er-do-wells.
Quest accepted.
I'd better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
In a minute. Let's go accept some more side quests since we're here.
If our new arrivals had brought any coin with them, we'd be rich.
I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire, and most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. Three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back.
There's a lot of these side quests. Holy shit.
Hurry, man.
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Look at me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sambrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route at the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed across. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva the next. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. which is why there's no shortage of competition for some of the longer routes. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
Out of my sight, wretch.
Not here.
The caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Bocklad clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from San Brec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. My old man knew what he was about when he set up shop here all those years ago. Anyway, thanks for the good news. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll shut up shop early. Wouldn't want to keep our friend waiting.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Let us through!
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
You must be a busy man.
The market would be flooded with refugees if we weren't here to stem the flow. Oh, my heart goes out to them, all right, but we've got our orders. No papers, no passage. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, one of them's foolish enough to try and force their way through. And when they do, well, things can get nasty. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Well done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
Too far to run. Man, this microphone keeps getting in my way.
Let me carry you.
That's annoying. Alright, I guess I'll go back here.
If our new arrivals had brought...
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Bocklad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right. I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 60 bloody 6. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside.
A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the free pillars of Bocklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous and many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
Clive. Farewell, then.
Porter for hire. Best sir.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise. Perhaps you can extend me the same kindness?
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves, and despite the many pains I've taken, I can't stop them from rummaging through my packs. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and he offered to track the culprits down. Now, Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that. But he's been gone days, and I'm beginning to fear the worst.
Any idea where his search for the thieves might have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? He doubted they would be fool enough to linger here in Bocklad. Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time. I just pray he hasn't been killed over a few sacks of grain.
I can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around. Hopefully someone will have seen him.
That's that, then.
There are no crystals here.
Snips of Buckle.
Why am I not surprised?
What did I miss back here? Oh.
What do you want? I've no coin on me.
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here? Grey hair.
Now you mention it, there was a young man with salt in his mane sneaking around out there a while back.
Sneaking?
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? Buggered off down the road, I expect. Now why don't you do the same and leave me be?
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's good for you.
Get him! It's over! Soiled!
People are just not equipped to handle someone of Clive's caliber.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your timely intervention. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon the marvel before us. Ruins, a relic of the fallen civilization. A sight so common that man is oft blinded to its wonder. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them, with very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar about this particular specimen? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through the structure you see before you. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt, but merely one of countless enigmas in which Zemeckis history is steeped. Come, good sir. Our expedition continues, and we still have much to learn.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
And I want to know more about these airships. They're pretty fucking cool.
That's better.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. Those ones, over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner.
Shush, now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you.
Top of the cliff, eh?
I know Mum was only trying to scare me, but I'm not afraid of goblins.
Yeah, what about a gigas? About a big goblin.
Did Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here?
I mean, it overlooks the fucking... Didn't I fight a mark in here? Goblins! Goodbye, goblins.
I think we found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me.
Goblin Prince. What are the other goblins doing right now? Why is this guy so tough? Enemy bested. Get a coin on him. Little goblin coin.
Let's get this over with.
Oh, what's up, Mike?
Stop.
Streaming some Final Fantasy.
Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph. So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Ooh, that's his Pathfinder character.
She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself.
Well, level 2 Slayer gets a Slayer talent.
All the missing food. I launched myself at them, full of
Path Builder?
righteous fury, but
I found it's fallible, unfortunately, because Kyle was doing stuff. And he was like, I get a new familiar. And I'm like, you definitely don't get a familiar every level as a witch.
they stole because it was that or starvation.
It turned out is he could change his familiar every level, every time he levels.
So you spared them. And earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been...
You basically can choose a rogue talent or a combat
Once
feat.
they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks.
Which could mean, like, point-blank shot, precise shot.
I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Then you can reload the heavy crossbow as a move action. You know, these goblins all just go... They're all just like ready to fucking spit. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was insane. I mean, it's CR1, but still, like, it was nuts. That it was just back-to-back crits for, like, it critted you, and if I'd literally rolled one more damage, you'd have been down, and then the rest of the party would have had to deal with it. And instead, you just fucking... You're like, well, I dealt with it. And you saved against the poison.
Not again. Alright then. First.
You did just enough damage to kill... yeah. Let's go Super Saiyan. Just because we can. There you are. Easy peasy. Man, I got so much writing done last night too. I was up till almost 5 a.m.
You're going to get yourself killed. Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all.
Yeah. This is the way it goes. You have to, you play, like when we play, it gives me inspiration for things. So, you know, it lets me figure out where, you know, I want to push things. You know, that's why it's hard to write in a vacuum, right?
That it tore a great crater
You need to,
in the very land upon which it was waged.
yeah.
In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods, and great was the vengeance that was rained down upon him. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time, though I live in hope that I might see it discovered. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward, history awaits.
Yeah, I want alignment to actually mean something. But it's not just like, you know, the things that are actually, you know, inherently aligned, right? Like angels or archons and things like that. But also, well, I mean, that is something you can do with, especially with Pathfinder, because there are domains. Like, there's like an archon domain and an Azada domain and an angel domain. Like, if you could play a cleric who, like, his whole, or her, or their whole thing is, like, yeah, my domain is like angels, instead of like ice or fire or healing. And I did work on that with like different deities. I really have to figure out like a better elven deity as well. Ooh, I'm gonna fight some Fallen. Let's go.
Oh no. He's really got himself into trouble this time.
Oh, how did I fuck that up? Love it. You love to see it. Probably shouldn't have burned that early. But it's so fun. Oh, Torgal! Torgal did his thing. Ow. Oh my god, how did I fuck that up? That's correct. That's the way Pathfinder works. Because you get the synergy bonus for it being a class skill and it being trained. Just so you don't have to worry about it. I don't know what I like better, that or the way Star Wars does it, where Star Wars is, hey, you're trained, you get +5. And that's it. And you just pick a couple. You just like, hey, is it a class skill? You can pick a couple of these, and you just get +5. That's it, and it never goes up. And then you just add your, I think it's like your, I don't even think you add your level. It's just you add, you know, your +5, your ability score, and then like other miscellaneous stuff.
Once more, I am in your debt.
And it's not a bounded accuracy game, weirdly enough. Because you can get like 34 AC in that game.
In the field called echoes.
But I think the idea is skill checks just don't have to go crazy in that game.
In attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a wrath wrought upon mankind by the gods.
Yes, you just don't get the +3 bonus.
Could the ruins we see before us here, in all their elaborate beauty, perhaps suggest
And oh, I see. And if you later become trained in it, you get the +3. So
considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my ramblings.
Glad to help, but didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear
what?
is all I really desired.
This guy's a prick.
You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat weary of my musings of late. And so
I just wanted someone to talk who would listen to me, so I decided to go into danger.
A captive audience, if you will.
Oh my god.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my good man, it is high
Well, it's that
time
or he was gonna die, so...
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
Even Clive's annoyed. Great. Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
And so ends a delightful day. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims.
It better be a lot of money.
A little
This better be a lot of money. It better be like 10,000. It's gonna be like 2. He didn't give me any money. He gave me an item that... Oh my god. Reduce the cooldown of an item I don't use. But I did gain 30 renown. And 280 AP, but I don't really need either of those, so... Is that all the side... Oh, there's one more side quest. Actually, that worked out really well.
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He certainly knows his business. He found your thieves all right. And I dare say they won't be coming back.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, that's good enough for
There'll
me.
be no more thieving, Mr. Frodo.
Here, for your troubles.
If anybody out there has not listened to the Lord of the Rings BBC production radio play, it's on YouTube, and it's really good. Bill Nighy plays Samwise, and does almost an entirely different accent to his own, which, you know, is not appropriate for Sam. So good. It like, it might be... The voices are better than the movies, except for maybe Gandalf. Ian McKellen's such a perfect Gandalf, but... It's even better than the cartoons. I love those cartoons. Legolas! When Legolas meets him. God, and Aragorn is appropriately ugly as shit in that movie. Aragorn is not supposed to be handsome. He's not supposed to look like Viggo Mortensen, as they call him in It's Always Sunny. Oh my god. The lip syncing in this game is so bad, dude.
I'll have to say thanks to Elle and Theo too.
It's bad, my friend.
You and your friends don't have to steal.
And what's funny is that apparently it's different from the Japanese. So like if you switch to Japanese, it should have different, you know, lip sync. Because I thought, well, maybe I should play this game in Japanese and that'll sync up the lips better. And it's like, no, apparently it's a whole thing because they did performance capture in English and in Japanese.
You stick at it then.
So I'm like, if they did the performance capture, why are the lips so bad?
That's all right. I've got it back now. And
It's my biggest complaint about this game. I actually usually don't watch these cutscenes. I get on my phone or I read chat or something on Twitch because it bothers me so much watching them. They're unwilling ventriloquists.
Till then, eh?
Yeah, you don't need to worry as much in Pathfinder. You can really spread them out because that +3 really makes a big difference. So you can kind of, I like to dip around. Well, I mean, at level 2, if plus, you know, you get what, +2 for being an elf, plus 2 ranks, +3 for being trained. That's +7, and then your wisdom on top of it.
And you remember the plan.
Yeah, you can easily have like a +12 at level 1. Half elves get skill focus, I think it is, at level 1 as a bonus feat, which is something I love. So immediately you just get +3. So half elves can have Ian fucking sane perception or stealth, especially if you're like a rogue. Oh,
Square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
Right.
yeah, I forgot you don't get sneak attack till 3rd level. That's really not the point of the class. Plus, that class gets more attacks than a regular rogue. And if you recall, in Pathfinder, you can sneak attack every hit. Oh, we got a big cutscene coming. I'm going to mute. Seat of the Imperial... Meanwhile, at the Fortress of Solitude.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am.
Oh, shit.
I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts. And more than a few at that. A A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Evil's not a hand, it's a foot.
Your Highness, you will join me in my fight.
The Phoenix and Bahamut working together? Come on.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered. Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations.
I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them.
How did Joshua even get in there?
Come what may. What do you know of my blood?
Why is my mother
I know
so
that
evil in this
it is
game?
wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding.
Oh my god, she's so ick.
Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies.
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
¿Por qué?
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness.
I mean, he's already been passed over
Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or
to inherit the Empire, even though he's the eldest.
May your fire reduce his enemies to ash. Till all of Valisthea bows to
Bahamut
its
is the
rule.
dominant of light, or the icon of light. Which presumably means good, right? He's going to. He's, you know, he's a paladin. He's not good at scheming. And he's done nothing but serve his whole life. I mean, you know what I can do? We can go to active time lore. Is it gonna work?
Another darkness.
There we go. So Dion is the prince. So, as I understand, his father, who's the emperor of essentially this game's version of the Holy Roman Empire, but instead of being Frankish or German, it's French. So, even though the Frankish became French, the Frankish were Germanic peoples. So they're just more Frenchy sounding, right? Senbrek, whatever. The way this usually works is the people who are in charge of a region, like a kingdom or what, like there's a bunch, everything's different. One's a kingdom, one's an archduchy, which is another word for kingdom. It was literally the Archduchy of Austria was literally like the Duke of Austria was like, I want to be a king, but they were they were under the dominion of the Holy Roman Empire, and instead of like rebelling or anything, because the Holy Roman Emperor was more of a figurehead than anything else a lot of the time, They were like, sure, we'll call it an archduchy, because there were no kings. There was an emperor and a bunch of dukes or counts. There was no king. No one was allowed to be a king, which is all the weirder because I don't know. So yeah, they got their own little thing. They got to be an archduchy. There's a republic. There's a kingdom. There's the empire, and another place which doesn't really have a ruler. I guess they're like just like Vikings, but only like 2 of them exist anymore anyway in this game. Everything's like fallen to the empire. How Final Fantasy of them. Empress. So Annabelle Lesage is the Empress of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque and the Vicereine of the Imperial Province of Rosaria. She is the main character's mother. She had 2 sons with her cousin because the dominants appear to show up in different bloodlines. She seems obsessed with bloodlines. And so what I read recently was that the reason... So the main character, Clive, he's not the dominant of the Phoenix, which is considered the dominant of fire, which seems to be related to their bloodline and their archduchy. His father was not the dominant because his father was the dominant, and there can't be 2 dominants of the same thing. So, like, you literally, if you're going to inherit that power, your parent would have to die before you're born, basically, because it doesn't seem to leave people until they die. So you're the older brother as Clive, and for some reason, like, your grandfather is not alive, as far as we know, when you're born, but he doesn't inherit the Phoenix. And then your little brother's born, and he does inherit it. So you get passed over because they want the person who has this power to also rule. They're like, yeah, that makes sense. And this isn't like a weird thing. This is a thing that's, I mean, magic obviously isn't real, but in certain places in history, people would inherit rather than other people. Sometimes it would just be like the king saying, no, I want that person to inherit. Sometimes, it literally might be like they have a fucking birthmark. But in terms of the Byzantines, the Eastern Roman Empire, if you became the emperor, or what they called the Basileus, if you already had kids, they would be in line for succession like normal. But if you had a child while you were emperor, they called that being born in the purple, because there was the purple room, was like the birthing room, I guess, in the Imperial Palace. That kid jumped to the line in head for succession. Because it was like, well, I mean, they're the emperor, like your other kids are just like a count or something, like they're just like a king's kid, but this kid is the emperor's kid, right? Like that kid was, born when you were the emperor, so it's this whole big deal. And sometimes people inherited that. But your mother hates you because you're not the Phoenix, and she dotes on your little brother. And then so she conspires. This is all in the demo. None of this is like, spoilers at this point. We're like 30 hours into the game. Your mother conspires with this empire to have your father killed and you killed. And so your little brother can, I don't know, become the next emperor for some reason. I don't know why the emperor would go over his son. But then she had a son with the emperor because she thinks your younger brother's dead as well. Everybody does. But he's the Phoenix, so presumably he came back to life. They haven't explained it. But she's now had a kid with the emperor, and in the last big cutscene, I think it was 2 parts. It's probably 2 parts ago for YouTube or Twitch. The emperor named the younger son the heir to the empire, even though that kid is not a dominant like Clive is, or like his brother is, or like the emperor's firstborn son is. That emperor's also had 3 wives. He had a first wife who apparently gave him no kids. The second wife who gave him his current son Dion, who's Bahamut. and who's no longer in line to inherit. And then now he's got the third son. And I think she's just like trying to be like a bit of a Bene Gesserit is maybe something they're going after. Is like she wants to like combine all these bloodlines into like the ultimate thing where it's like, well, because her bloodline produces phoenixes and, you know, the Emperor's bloodline produces Bahamut's, maybe you can get both in one. Maybe because there's a little bit of like Dragoon, Legend of Dragoon happening in this game where like your main character is, you know, the fire Dragoon basically, and you know your best friend is the ice Dragoon, except in Legend of Dragoon your best friend Shanna is the light Dragoon. But your father in that game was the Golden Dragoon, which is a special one. Yeah, it's they wanted this thing to be like Game of Thrones, and she's just been conspiring to like have all the other dominants killed, and like including her son, and just take over the world. And no one really understands why. It's like it hasn't really been explained what her reasoning is behind it, because she's basically she attempted to have more or less she certainly had her husband killed. She tried to have her firstborn son killed, and she thought in that her secondborn son was killed, and she was just like, "Ugh, fine." But then when she saw that her firstborn was still alive, instead of just executing him, she was like, "You know what? Let's give him a fate worse than death. Let's make him a slave." Yeah, she's pretty bad, right? She's just like this. She seems like the main villain, except the Ultima is also the main villain. But our character is somehow related to Ultima. We're like the vessel for Ultima. It's almost like a little bit of I don't know if you ever watched Supernatural, but the brothers in Supernatural are for some reason like there's always basically perfect vessels for certain angels. So one of the brothers is the vessel for Lucifer, the other one's the vessel for Michael, because at the end, you know, in Armageddon, they're supposed to fight. And if those angels go into a different body, the body like slowly breaks down because it can't handle. You know, it's not. It's like giving someone the wrong blood type. You know, it fights. They fight each other. So it's this whole thing where it's like Ultima needs my body. But our brother was nice enough to contain Ultima in himself, and he seems to be dying for it. But he's the Phoenix, so he's probably not going to die forever. I don't know. There's still a lot of questions going on in this game. It's doing a very good job of not explaining everything and just doling out more questions and more questions. Yeah. Well, that's right. And the Emperor installed his son as Emperor while he stepped down to make his son Emperor. But the kid's a child. Weird. All right, let's get back to the cutscene.
Until its grip is released,
I just want Dion to be on my team, to be honest. I want Bahamut on my side.
As Ultima wishes.
I know I'm going to take his power, because that's what Clive does.
My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household.
It's funny that he only calls him Phoenix.
As a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have...
We're a real Jon Snow character. Does that mean our little sister is going to... We don't have a little sister, but does that mean a little sister character is going to kill Ultima for us?
Your Highness.
Did everybody like how in Game of Thrones the whole show built up to Jon Snow killing the Night King, and then Arya killed it? And he killed...
I should like nothing more.
So in the books, there is hints that some people are like, maybe Jaime's Azor Ahai, because that's the whole point. Is Azor Ahai is the one who's is prophesized to go fight the Night King, because it's fire and ice, right? That's the whole point. And Azor Ahai is like fire reborn. And so Jon Snow fits it, but so does Jaime. And Jaime's already called the Kingslayer.
We Dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him.
They really play with the word Dragoon in this game, because there's a whole group of Dragoons that Bahamut leads. But the problem I have with it is they're lancers, which is not what a dragoon is. A dragoon is an infantry person who rides to their spot in a battle just to get around the battlefield faster. That's all they do. That's the only mounted part. They don't fight on horseback. Boy, I can't go there. I gotta go there. The crystalline dominion. It's one of the last crystals. We're cracking the crystals, baby. Like, the dark crystal. Get that essence. Yes, essence. I gotta rewatch the dark crystal. Have I told you the story of when I first saw Akira? Alright, story time. I was playing Pathfinder. I was not DMing. My friend Jake was, my best buddy. And it was with a bunch of people he went to university with, who, some of them, like Brian, we still play with Brian, right? We're friends with Brian. Actually, no, he wasn't in that game, but it was people it was like, this is all like mutuals. So it's people, that's basically why I know him. And I played a dwarven cleric of the travel domain, which is amazing because you get plus 10 movement speed and you can ignore difficult terrain. So I once sprinted up a set like a whole like 5 flights of stairs in one turn because it's difficult terrain and I just ignored it so I could move my full speed. Anyway, we fought a bunch of devils. Anyway, there was a woman who played there and I was going to befriend her as I was befriending everyone, and I'd hung out with everyone. But she didn't seem to hang out with everyone else. So I was like, hey, you like anime, right? She was like, yeah. And I'm like, do you want to see this movie? I've never seen it. It's called Akira. And she was like, I'd love to see it. I've heard good things about it. And I go, great. I have a friend who's showing it at like a local theater in Westdale. Not really a theater so much as like a garage with a projector hooked up to a computer. But it was like $2, you know. And what I didn't realize, this guy loved horror movies, and mostly like all he normally showed was horror movies. Like we do like marathons of like Friday the 13th and stuff like that, and, Halloween and all this stuff. And so I was like, hey man, you're doing one of these things. I want to come down. I'm like, you're gonna show Akira. I've never seen it. He's like, oh dude, it's so great. You're gonna love it. I'm like, okay, cool. So we show up. There's no like food or anything either. So, and it's not a lot. It's not a short movie. And it's my first time hanging out with this woman. So we don't know each other that well. All I know is that she's like into anime and like crystals. And this is before, I didn't really know she was like into crystals, but like, yeah, she's one of those holistic people. Which is fine, but she takes it to another level. She has like a whole brand about like healing with crystals, incense and stuff like that. It's like, okay. Holistic wellness, that kind of thing. Okay. So, we go to Westdale. I meet her on the bus. This is a long trip for me, obviously. It's like an hour and a half. We watch the movie, and we just in silence the whole time watching this movie. It's an excellent film. I got to see, the audio wasn't amazing because it was just like playing off someone's laptop, basically. I don't even think we had a speaker system, but the projection was great. And then the movie's over, and it's like 11:30 at night, and I'm like, so, that was a movie? Because it's dark. And I was just like, I wasn't expecting that. Maybe I should have been because of what the content he normally shows. And she was like, no, it was really good. I had a lot of fun. And I'm like, I feel so weird right now because like I thought we'd watch like this really like, cinematic, gem and then have a lot to talk about. But instead it was just like really like it wasn't like awkward, it was just like quiet because it was just like it's such a downer. So we hop on like the King bus, we just basically sit in silence on like more or less an empty bus. And we get to her stop, but I'm like, okay, I guess I'll see you at D&D on like Saturday. She's like, yeah, all right. take care. And like we just never spoke about it again. And then when that D&D game like ended, I don't think she talks to anybody. I think she still follows me on Instagram though for some reason. But like she doesn't like interact with anybody else. Because she like ended up dating one of the guys from the group like on and off. It was a whole thing. But I was just like, man, that was. It's just like it's not like a good story. It's not an exciting story. It's just like just so many levels of awkwardness of like, you know, you go into a situation with the wrong expectations of like we're going to see this like awesome movie that's like universally beloved by anime fans. And I don't have like a leg to stand on in anime. Like I don't watch anime. I'd only seen like I'd seen Dragon Ball season 1 and some of Dragon Ball Z and Escaflowne with the TV series, which I really liked, and parts of the movie. So it's the best. It's the best. It's the out of all the yes, dude. Yes. In the movie it like digs into his skin too. It's like it like actually yeah, it's like Matrix stuff. And I tried watching the Guyver, not the movie. I own the movie. I tried watching the Guyver anime. It's not good. Um I've seen some of Robotech. Um what else had I seen? I had seen the Ghost in the Shell animated film because Duff got me to watch that, and he got me to watch the Cowboy Bebop. No, I never watched Evangelion. I've thought about it. I don't know if it's. I don't know. It just seems like too much. You know. Yeah. Mm, okay. I did. That's what I thought. Is like if I'm gonna do it, I should probably watch the original. But I probably just won't do it. It's just too much. I'm too old. Not enough time. Hmm. I keep pitching two ideas for the podcast. One of which is everybody comes with a show, like an anime, probably a movie or show, or just whatever anime, and everybody has to pitch why I should watch it. And then I pick one and I watch it. That's because like a lot of these guys on the podcast obviously watch anime. And the other one is I only watch live action adaptations of anime, and then I judge the anime based on that. Just like because it's gonna piss off so many people. I know, right? But the thing is, they're usually like 90 minutes, so I could sit through 90 minutes of a pretty like it'd be tough, but I could sit through 90 minutes. No, no. This is a podcast thing. It's got to be. Oh God, I already don't want to watch it. I don't think I've ever, to be honest, I don't think I've ever heard an Ed Sheeran song. The softest rock imaginable. it sounds like I don't need to watch it anymore. Okay. People couldn't convince me to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender or Full Metal Alchemist. They just don't interest me. I think it's just that like there's only a couple of like really unique things out there, and everything else is like the same story. Everything's just variations on the same story, and I don't usually want to consume those things anymore. I watched Doctor Who. I don't need to see any more Doctor Who. I watched Supernatural. I don't need any more shows like Supernatural. Like, I don't need. I watched Eureka back in the day, pretty good show. I don't need like Warehouse 13 or The Librarians and all these. And I'm glad people. I'm not saying these things shouldn't exist. They absolutely should exist. People love this stuff. But it's all of it, right? I don't. People are like, oh, I love this show, and I'm like, is it on TV? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I've seen TV. And to be fair, like this is an attitude I've basically had, and it's of course one of those things where it was explained by Colville, where people are like, "Oh, you should watch this show," and he's like, "Uh huh." And when they explain the thing, he's like, "Yeah, I've seen TV. Like we know what TV. I've seen enough TV now. I know what it is." It's very rare that I'm going to get something new. It like Marvel and Star Wars stuff is starting to kind of wane. Like they're just getting kind of worse, which makes sense because you're a company, you build up an audience, right? This is what every company does, right? You lure people in with cheap pricing and a good product, and then what do? You one of those things starts to give, right? Your product gets worse, or you start charging more, right? And Netflix is charging more, but the quality of their product is basically the same, but you'll never get a second season of anything, except for The Witcher. And right, um, and with Disney, it's like the price is staying same, but the quality is getting worse because they slowly cut these things away, especially when you do multiple seasons, right? One of the benefits of doing well, if you do season two, now it's like, well, we already have these sets or we already have these props and things, right? So it usually makes it easier. Usually, yeah, especially if your show does well, right? Those people go, hold on. Like, well, depending, because sometimes they don't get a second. They maybe they signed on for 30 episodes. That these contracts are very predatory, especially towards younger actors. Something people don't realize about the whole SAG-AFTRA strike is like the average actor only makes $27,000 a year in the United States, which is not a lot of money. Which means most people are making basically $27,000 or less, right? Because you think about that, think how much the average is pulled up by people like Tom Cruise, right? Those are like anomalies in SAG-AFTRA. People like Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp who make, uh, Robert Downey Jr., right? If you look at a statistic and you see, well, there's like 7 things that are in the 10 millions of marks, and we have 100,000 things in the 27,000, in and around, plus or minus 5,000, dollars, right? Like RDJ and people like that. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Um, if you listen to the Always Sunny podcast, they just recently talked about how people would come up with great jokes, especially early on in the show, and they said we love that. It's just that your character can't talk because we literally can't afford it. Right? It's like we have like a $3,000 budget for the rest of this episode, and if your character talks, we can't afford that anymore because now we have to get if they're not an actor, that's always the thing extras would try and do, right? Is like if they can get a line, they can get their SAG-AFTRA card, they can get it to the other union, now they can get more jobs and things like that, which of course is fair. That's the way it basically works, right? All these people would do like background if that's one of the ways into that business. and it's I'm sure it sounds like a great business, but like many things, is like there's people at the top and there's people at the bottom. Um, so, and that's true of like many shows. That I would say like a wild card, like Charlie, right? Charlie Day, wild card, bitches. Um, the brakes aren't working. That's because I got them. God, that's a great podcast. If anybody needs a
One would
podcast,
never guess that these people stood on the brink of war.
They're afraid.
I just actually caught up on the last. I missed most of the Ireland season, and I caught up on the last couple episodes of this season. Dude, Colm Meaney as Charlie's father was great.
The harbour is empty, and half the market stalls too.
It's a banshee.
The city may seem peaceful on the surface, but it's balanced on a knife edge.
Also, all these people, well, probably, maybe not all of them, but most of them, probably, certainly all the main voice actors in Final Fantasy, I bet you they're SAG-AFTRA.
I thought you might say that. We should send for Gav. We'll need someone to keep the fires we start from going out.
And we can busy ourselves scheming until he gets here.
I'll send a Stolas then.
Let's be honest, I'm probably not going to cosplay anytime soon anyway. The last cosplay I did was like 2012. When I went it, and I asked that person for pictures of my, because I can't find it. I think I lost all the pictures from when I did that cosplay, which was not good. Do you remember? I was interviewed by the CBC in Toronto before going. Well, okay, there's another story. My first of two fan expos. A friend of mine invited me. It was Bobby's girlfriend, who Rark will know, but the rest of the internet won't. This was a friend of mine. His girlfriend was like, "Hey, we're going to Fan Expo." They lived in Waterloo. They were like, "Come out," and I was like, "Cool." I'm friends with Bobby. His girlfriend seems pretty cool. There's a bunch of people going to Fan Expo, so gonna go to Fan. I actually don't know. It's more complicated than that, but basically, I was like, "Sure." I've never been, and she was like, "You should dress up." This is the night before. The night before, I bought ticket 2 days before, and I bought like the highest level ticket you can buy because I'd never been before. And I didn't know it was such a shit show. So she's like, "Yeah, you should dress up." She went as Sarah Kerrigan from StarCraft, right? We're all StarCraft fans. So I'm like, "Oh, cool." So she builds like a whole bodysuit and like lights up and stuff. I think she like made like a rifle out of like, PVC and stuff like that. So I still have this. But I spray painted a Nerf. I had a long shot, which was like the sniper rifle type thing. I spray painted that black and like silver and did a whole bunch of other things. I took like knee pads, and I painted on the Raiders symbol from StarCraft 2. I got out my Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 night vision goggles from the collector's edition I got whenever that game came out, which did I play that game? I don't know, but I bought it for Xbox, which I didn't have, but I bought it just to get the night vision goggles, then I got rid of the rest. Which is so stupid, but they work. I still have them. They're not good night vision goggles. They're active, so they shoot out infrared light. Absolutely. Well, so I ran into the guy who wrote my favorite webcomic at the time, Ryan Somer, who's a Canadian webcomic, also Lar D'Souza, who draws it. Really nice guys. Ryan was always pushing to become a writer for Deadpool because he had a very irreverent humor. I haven't read that comic in a long time, but they made Least I Could Do and Looking for Group, and Looking for Group was like a parody of like WoW, basically. And he was like, "Oh my God, you have the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 night vision." I was like, "I will give these to you right now." Like, I was one of those fans where I was just like, yes, you can have these, sir. Like, and he was like, "No, I just want to look at them. They're really cool." But so I buy this, it's like $150. I buy like the 3-day pass. I'm supposed to get in early. So, and it's in Toronto. That's 3 hours away from me. So I don't dress up. I put the thing in a garbage bag and including my Nerf gun, which luckily disassembles, so it's not huge. And I go all the way to Toronto. I don't have like a hotel booked or anything. I just walk around for a while. Nobody's messaged me, so I go to the front and I go like, hey, there's this gigantic line. And there's nobody explaining how any of this stuff works. So I go to the front of the line and I'm like, hey, how do you know who to let in? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I have to get my pass. We have to get our passes inside. They're like, yeah. I'm like, but I bought the pass that gets me in like 3 hours early. And I'm like, how do you know that to let me in 3 hours early? And they were like, I don't know, man, you got to wait in line. And I was like, I'm just so confused as how this worked. And I just bugged them for so long. They're like, just go inside. Just go. So I got in early, like I was supposed to. And I get my pass and I get my goodie bag and I go all this stuff. And I haven't dressed up yet. I don't think. Maybe I did. Maybe I went to a washroom or something. And then the place I'm in, Fan Expo, and it's like empty. There's like 10 people in here. And so I walk around for like 10 minutes. And there's, some of the celebrities have like set up. So I see Felicia Day's there. And I think Adam West is there. And I think Chewbacca. I can't remember his name. Peter Mayhew. So they'd all set up, but their lines were really long. But Felicia's Day's line was like 3 people long because she wasn't as popular then as she was. Has been. She was just the person from the guild, yeah, and the guild was still fairly new. It was like 3-4 years old, I think. So I get in line to meet Felicia Day because I'm a fan of Felicia Day. I like her stuff. She's cool. The guild's funny. I'd seen her in a couple other things. I don't think, Geeks with Kids, Geek and Sundry wasn't a thing yet. And so I'm in line. I'm like next in line, and my friends are texting me. They're like, "Hey, come outside. Like, come meet us. We're here." And I'm like, "I'm inside." They go, "Come outside to meet us." So I left. Instead of meeting Felicia Day, I left. And then I stood in line for 3 hours. Which was a huge mistake. And then the CBC, so I'm dressed up. My friend's dressed up as Sarah Kerrigan. Some of her friends are dressed up as different anime characters, like maids and stuff like that. And CBC News comes up, and he's like, "Hey, can we interview?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, yeah, let's talk, whatever, blah, blah, blah." They're like, "Who are you dressed up as?" I'm like, "Oh, this is a ghost from StarCraft. It's a esports game," explain all this stuff. And they're like, "Uh-huh." And they're like, "What are you excited, what are you excited for inside?" I go, "Well, I already went inside." And I'm just me. So I'm just like explaining that I'd already been inside and the whole story about how I came back out to see my friends, and I'm like, it just seems like a bunch of vendors inside. But what the guy wanted to know was like, are you gonna go to like a panel? Are you gonna do? And I just gave him the worst fucking answers you could imagine. So there's no way in hell I was like featured on anything, right? And to be fair, I really am dressed like an idiot. I'm wearing like black cargo pants with knee pads, like roller skating knee pads that have paint on them. I'm wearing a camo Under Armour, tight shirt. To be fair, I was in much better shape at the time, so it didn't look too bad. I had bigger arms and smaller gut. I'm wearing a neck gaiter. I'm wearing an ammo vest, which I still have, like a paint. What's actually, well, I mean, you could use it for real guns, but I used it for paintball. And I'm wearing like a hoodie and like night vision goggles, and Oakley gloves, right? And I got my contacts. None of this stuff matches. There's no color scheme to it. I look like an idiot. This guy's just like, I'm gonna pick this loser. And Basic Witch asks, am I going to Fan Expo this year? Almost certainly not. I can't stand Fan Expo for 99% of it because it's just vendors. I love Artist Alley. The last time I went, I had a much better time because I went with 2 of my friends because they had exactly what they wanted to do in mind. We didn't dress up. They wanted to go to like the Lego thing, and we got to meet a master builder. He and his son are the only master builders in North America, because all the other master builders are European. It was a really cool panel. We built some Lego. I think that was the second time I met Jim Zub, who's just my favorite writer. He wrote like a bunch of D&D books. He's written tons of comics that are great. He wrote Avengers. He wrote Champions. He wrote Skull Kickers, which is where I found him. Skull Kickers was webcomic, like a D&D tropey webcomic that was just phenomenal. He wrote the Pathfinder comics. He wrote the most recent D&D comic. He's been writing the D&D comics for the last like 6 years, basically for all of 5th edition. So I met him a couple of times there. I got him to, draw me. Actually, because he wrote the Samurai Jack comic, which got the show put back on the air. So I got him to draw me. Well, I asked him and paid him to draw me Samurai Jack with Minsk from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 because he had also done Minsk. In fact, I don't think he dressed up as Minsk at that point, but later on he would dress up and cosplay as Minsk at a D&D event where Matt Mercer of Critical Role fame was his miniature giant space hamster, Boo. And that was phenomenal. If you haven't seen that video, that's some of the best D&D. Because it's just ridiculous. So that's the last time I went, just to play around with Lego. I bought a bunch of art. But yeah, it's the problem with Fan Expo is I don't have enough money for Fan Expo because I just want to buy a bunch of art that I will never put up. I bought art then. This is like 2012, or maybe the last time I went was like 2017, 2016. I still haven't put the art up from then, and I wouldn't put it up now. Because one of them is I got a really good digital drawing of Soldier 76 from Overwatch, because Phil and I, who I went with, played a lot of Overwatch back then. He got a Diva poster. I wouldn't put it up now. I don't care. I bought actually no, I bought this more recently. I bought a portrait of Snake from Metal Gear. My friend recently offered me some artwork that she drew. There's a picture of a frog, because we like frogs. We send each other frogs. Yes, which I have other friends that we send frog memes to. I'm sorry, you're not the only one. And she was like, "You like frogs, right? Do you want this picture of a frog?" And it's the lewdest picture of a frog I've ever seen. It's got like one leg up in the air and one leg down, and it's like, I'm cheating on you. With frogs. We're cheating on the frogs. And I was just like, yeah, to be fair, I don't want your artwork. Like, I would disrespect it because it would just sit somewhere. It wouldn't be on display. What I did say though, because I have a bunch of art books. I love having art books around. Like I'm gonna get the Metal Gear Solid one, but I've got Art and Arcana. I've got one for Assassin's Creed. I did get the Diablo one. I have the StarCraft one, and I have What If They Were Stickers. No, I don't really do stickers, to be honest. I don't put stickers on things. I have a laptop. I don't put stickers on my laptop. I have so many Razer stickers because I've bought so many Razer products over the years. What other art book do I have? My buddy gave me for Chris. We did Secret Santa, and he bought me the art book for Dragon Age Inquisition. That's a beautiful book. I gave you the Ravnica art book, actually. That's a great book. It's gorgeous. I just don't think I just don't want to be associated with magic anymore. I know. I'll probably get the Art of Final Fantasy 16 art book. It's probably a good chance of that. Ooh, that'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just not like, I have space here, but I don't want to this is not a space I want to put like artwork in either. Like, we have my sister's artwork up in the basement. I want to put up maps, to be fair. I love maps. Like, I want to put up maps of Forgotten Realms, and I have the cloth map of Valsea from Final Fantasy 16. And yeah, and you've seen my basement. There's the picture of us as kids, and I did ask about taking them to, because only we see those when we play D&D. So it's sort of weird playing D&D with the childhood pictures of my siblings and I, and my step siblings. Literally, my one brother's portrait is somewhat being obscured by a bunch of evil dragons. And my room, I'm a typical guy. I don't adorn my room with artwork. And I, when I went to Res, and I had a whole box with like posters and other stuff and like books, and I'd taken them down, and then I never took anything out of that box in the 8 months I was at residence, and I said, clearly nothing in this box is important to me, because I haven't touched any of it in 8 months. And that is how I determine how things are important to me. Except for my books. I'll never get rid of my books. Or my figures. I figured. Figures is a bad word. They're statues. Right? Like I have a bust of Diablo. Right? Sculptures. Nerd. Oh, I hate pops. My ex collected pops. That makes sense, at least. It's just that, like, with pops, to me, it's like, if you get one, you might as well get them all. And I don't want to start, and I also don't like the way they look. Like, it's not the character. That's not what the character looks like. Isn't there also a coffee company called Balzac? Mm.
What's happening?
I don't know. Torgal.
Never played it.
This way.
Yeah. It's too fast, I think. Even Sonic, like, I love Sonic, but Sonic's too fast for me now. Do these people really just, like, my dog can jump 2 stories and Clive can jump, like, 6? It wouldn't surprise me. He fought a fucking Dominant all by himself. I don't know. I like dioramas. I don't really like... That's why... Well, that's what I mean about, like... Well, no, because I like both. But my figures are for, like, display.
In the middle of town, right?
Watchman or sentry is to be slain on sight. But spare the citizenry. His Highness's order.
Any guard, watchman, or sentry is to be slayed on sight. Oh, this is the Dragoons are rebelling. Okay. So, after that whole spiel where she said, I'm going to frame you for a rebellion, he went, okay, I'll rebel. This is it. Oh, you telling me I can't open this chest? What is this, Assassin's Creed? Oh. Oh, dude, that shot is sick with the crystal in the background. What game do I stream next? Do I stream Ghost of Tsushima next?
Right.
Do I stream God of War?
But first we'll find Goots.
Have you used that remote?
Just hope he's all right.
You shouldn't have to. It should just work. It was already set up.
We have to.
That's weird. Or maybe it was set up for the PlayStation that Witch has. But Witch is supposed to come get a camera, or I gotta meet Witch, give her a camera. for the PlayStation so she could play Just Dance. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Just dance. It's David. Make way for Homo Superior. Yo, I wish that Venture Bros was going to theaters. Could you imagine if we could watch that in theaters? Starlight? I hate the drive-in. I'm not. It's just not. It's not. No, man, it's not good. Gotcha. Yeah, this game is very much like God of War. More like God of War than Dark Souls. You can play it on higher difficulties. Tales of Valisea? Valisea is the place in this game. Yeah. Oh, he got me. I mean, you're definitely getting a delay if you're watching my stream, because that's how that works. Yes! The guy who designed the combat in this is the guy who designed the combat in Devil May Cry. Yeah, it's why it's so good. Dude, okay, you want me to go into Devil Mode? It's literally Devil May Cry, dude. Like, I love it. Oh, I fucked that up. Devil May Cry 1 came out before God of War 1 by about 2 years. God of War is very much inspired by Devil May Cry.
There's no doubt about it. They're dragoons.
The difference is God of War definitely had more puzzles than the original Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry was like almost all action. It had very few puzzles. But don't get me wrong, it was like clear stage, clear stage, clear stage, boss fight, right? Just like God of War would do. But God of War would also be like, move these blocks around, which was more in line with. I don't think so. I played Devil May Cry 2, and it was not good. Well, I should say it's not as good as 1, which kind of turned me off for a little bit. And then I just never, stupidly, I just never played 3. I just like never got. I played a little bit of it, and I think I played a little bit of 4. I think I had them on PC. And I never played the reboot thing. But I do really like that style of play. Oh, and obviously I still haven't. I should play Metal Gear Solid Rising: Revengeance.
There it is. The bell tower.
Right. Let's go.
Military industrial, yeah. Oh, we're gonna do a Assassin's Creed.
Ah, a goods lift.
Is he gonna cut it? He's gonna cut it. Yep. Dude, look how high he jumped! Dude, that's pure fucking Devil May Cry right there. That shot. That's Capcom. Yeah, I gotta play. I should play it because I don't know. It may not be considered canon. Is one of the reasons I'm not like. I don't doubt it. Because that's before 4, right? Because at the end of 4, Jack is fully human again. Which doesn't really make sense, but... maybe.
This one.
But do you fight Phil Lamar? Do you? Oh, Vamp is in that game? Vamp is in 4. New enemies approach. Oh, an elite Avis. Okay, let's go. Do your fire breath. Gotcha. Oh, what a beautiful counter that was. Let's just kill everybody at once. Love it. You know what occurs to me? I have a PlayStation. I can play Metal Gear Solid 4 again. That sounds like a terrible idea, when I still need to finish 5. Oh, my dog blocked the fire shot, so I didn't get to... Oh, I did not expect that. Fuck that up too. Dragon Talon. Give me the money. Give me the money for killing the bad guys. Okay. Oh, Jack's normal after? Yeah, he's normal. What's this? Chest? Nice. Sharp fangs. I don't know if Devil May Cry is going to scratch that itch, though, after playing this game, which is basically like a better version of all that, because it's just got like a better story, you know? But they're shorter. I don't know, that's only on Nintendo. I don't have Nintendo things. No, I want to play it. Those are games I want to play on console. I don't. No, you buy. No, senor, you buy. No. I'm a friend who lived down the street. Giveaway allocation, nice. Like, where could that be? Man, that looks real good.
Hold on, kids. We're coming.
That was an actual cutscene. You could tell because the things were a lot crisper. Usually when they have me do this, nope. Okay. More meat to kill. A Dragoon Lancer, okay. I didn't mean to use this one. I thought I was using a different one. That's okay. I'll take your health. Collateral. I did. I never beat it. Never got very far, but yeah, I really liked Vanquish. This is a 360. Oh yeah. You gotta. What you gotta do is run them off hard drives, right? That's. Well, I'm level 30 something. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I tried. No, I tried to block instead. Although I think my. Oh, that hit me? Alright, fine. We're gonna do one of these then. Anime counter. Chuck Norris. See if I can get this block in. Oh, I didn't do it right. Oh, nah. Yeah. I just wanted to. If I do the Titanic block, I can. So you can. The reason my parry. I'm sorry, my precision dodge is so good is because I'm using this Berserker ring, which temporarily increases the attack proficiency with each. So when you get a precision dodge, I just do more damage. And it's not hard to get a precision dodge. You can actually even use an item to just instantly give you precision dodges if you want, because the game has a lot of like accessibility things, but it's also weirdly not enough because you only get 3, and you also can't use other items when you use them. So it's for people, because there's literally a thing is like you could just sit and press square, and the game will play for you. So if you want to play it like Final Fantasy 13, you kind of can, and that's great for people who need that. And so you can play this game as complicated as you want. I just have my dog auto attack basically. That's all I do. But I also use Titan because I built like I'm all parries. I just wanted like they're very satisfying to get off. So it's how I played all of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 2. It was just parry kill, parry kill.
Enemies on the rampart! Kill them! This one.
I love when I'm fighting on stairs and I can't see what I'm doing. Yoink. River of Earth, Raging Fit. Ooh, what'd that do though? Because I'm using Reduce the Flames of Rebirth thing. Increase Raging Fish damage. I don't know about that. I almost did a little bit of like a rickety cricket voice there. I'll do it for the lemon. That's tired. Yeah, but I drank a couple on my way over, so it's just for poor cricket. Damn, that's pretty. Oh, I'm having a boss fight here. It's Bahamut. Is he the cold? I thought he's light. Jill is cold. Love that. Love the shit out of that. Holy fuck.
It must be one of the Dragoon's pets.
That's not Bahamut? That's just a regular dragon? It's a white dragon, okay. Love that.
This one.
Yeah, this does against it. How very D&D of them to make the white dragon the cold one. I can't see what's going on here. Oh, did we? Yeah, it's a regular dragon. It's a white dragon. That's not what I wanted to do. Fuck. Man, I miss Dragon Inquisition. Those dragon fights were great in that game too. Also, God of War. The dragon fights were great in God of War. Staggered, bitch. Let's get him. Let's go. Imagine punching a dragon in the face like that. That's gonna be Heartcraft. Punching a dragon in the face. Oof.
Get him.
Ow. Fucked that up. Fucked it all up, man. That worked. Oh, the wall! You're an anime character in Monster Hunter. What are you talking about? Give me that shit. It's somewhat more realistic, yeah. I have magic? What are you talking about? I'm literally using magic right now. Oh, yeah. I'm literally casting fire at this fucking dragon. I mean, I don't mind that this game didn't do the whole fire Faraga, like, that shit. Oh, dodge this. Also, much easier than the dragon fights in Valheim, let me tell you. Because that is just like all bow. Oh, look at that stagger meter going down. You'll love to see it. Staggered. Let's go. This is like the third dragon I've fought in this game now, too. I fought another white dragon. What, a white dragon, and I fought fire dragon, maybe?
I think it has something in store for us.
Come on. What? The fuck? Lasers. Ice lasers. Ow. No, I don't like that. Oh, I fucked up the timing on that. Ow. Well, I got potions for a reason. I like how I just glitched so that the dragon didn't even, like, exist there for a second. We take those. What am I fighting in first person? Come on, I can't see shit. That was a big hit. Come on, send your things at me. Yes. Yeah, that's the ranged parry attack. Oh, I love it. Ah.
This one. This one.
Semi-stagger state, nice, nice. How do you like lightning? You're in the sky. Pretty good, 11,000. Dragon dance? We call that wing buffet in D&D, man. Ow. 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 Oh, did we get that counter off? Well, that didn't work right. Oh, I gotta heal. Staggered. Nice. Yeah, so this form I'm in right now, it's called semi-primed. Because when you prime, you turn into, like, your fucking kaiju. Semi-priming is just your limit break. Oh, I fucked that up. I meant to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Whoa! Fuck off. Ow. Ow. I'm barely gonna win this fight. Oh! Good thing this pauses time. What about their legs? They don't need those. Get him, boy. Let's go with our Phoenix power. Is lightning ready? Use lightning! Punch a dragon in the face and call it macaroni! That was a close fight. We didn't level? Oh, that's too bad. White worm bone. Am I gonna get the cold sword next? I do not like the current sword I have, which is the earth sword. Like, I like the current sword I'm using, but the current elemental sword I have. Every time you defeat, like, an icon, you get, like, their element in a sword as well. So I've had the fire, wind, thunder, earth.
There you are.
I haven't had light or dark yet.
know there'd be a dragon.
That might be cold then, which is sweet, because that's Jill's power. Jill's the icon of, or the dominant of.
Let's get out of here.
Of ice, Shiva. That's Bahamut. Okay, come on.
Now.
Is that Mother Crystal's heart?
Or is it Joshua?
Doing up there?
It is Bahamut. Here we go. There's our king.
Bahamut.
Is Dion on our side? Come on, Dion, join us. This is gonna get real bad in a second here. You know, this game did a really good job drawing me in with making us the dominant of Ifrit, because Ifrit's like one of my top 3 favorite Guardian forces. Tell you what's not up there is Doom Train. Sorry, what the fuck are you doing, Bahamut? You're just attacking your own. Do I gotta put another icon down? Ifrit and Diablo, I think, are my favorite. Diablos?
Your Highness, don't do this.
Just like gravity surge or whatever it's called.
No, Your Grace, I beg of you.
This is not what he wanted. Something's happened. Forgive me, Yod, but I must put a stop to this.
Your Grace!
Yo, what's wrong with bro's eyes? Yo, Bahamut's got guns. Shooting lasers. Light missiles? You come to my neighborhood? Uh-oh, that doesn't seem to make him very happy. Is he gonna go Akashic? Akashic is when you... Ooh, or he just killed the crystal. Akashic is when like a normal person basically has like magic poisoning and turns into like a zombie or a ghoul. What the fuck is going on? That sure looks cool. That's a really nice shot.
So, what do we do now then?
We destroy the heart.
We might come back.
As soon as the flames
2
die
dominants
down,
with you.
the Imperials and the Dalmex will move in. This may be our only chance.
And Bahamut has gone for now. You should get as far away as you can, Goots.
Go back to Back to the hideaway.
And leave you slot in the lurch? I can't do that. If you're staying, then so am I.
Oh, so help me God if they kill this imbecile.
Everything up before I made a run for it, so if there's out yous need, just ask. But I won't be giving it away for free. Nana'd never forgive us if I did.
Thank you, Goots.
The remnants. Wait, what the fuck? Is he a shop? Oh, I'm gonna buy potions from Goots. This is gonna be a dungeon.
What can I do for yous?
Goots Toll. What?
I've got some good stuff for yous.
That's a good sword. Do I own that sword already? I don't have a diamond sword. I want a diamond sword. Give me your sword. No wait, I want to sell the stuff I don't want. Gill bugs. Black blood.
A pleasure
Goblin
doing business
coins.
with ya. I think I counted that right.
Okay. Pitches. I'm gonna buy this sword. I just need to look at it. I just need to like, inspect all the swords in this game. It's important to me. This sash is dog shit. Not gonna wear it. Diamond armlet, so that sounds like Legendary Dragoon right there. Automatically charges magic spell. Yeah, I don't know how that works. So she just has everything what's her face has. Okay. Give me them potions.
Thank you.
Give me them high potions. I've got my elixirs. Give me another strength tonic.
Thank you.
Lionheart tonic. That's the one I used to give me my
else you need?
ultimate.
All done then.
What's this? Yo, he can upgrade. What? That sword's better. Oh, the diamond sword's. Oh, of course the diamond sword's better than what I'm currently using. I'm an idiot. You heard it here first, folks. I'm idiot. The diamond armlets +1 are not as good as my Drake Slayers, but I wonder if the +2 are. Can I even make +2?
Anything else I can
Well,
make?
let's go back to my inventory. Actually, let's look at this sword. That is a silly looking sword. It's like a Quincella, which is like a Spanish dagger, but way too big. Why would you have a guard if the sword is as thick as the guard? It's just weight. Which may not be a terrible thing, but I can't attack here to inspect it more. But my current ancient sword is better. And I like the way it looks as well.
Do you need out?
Alright, let's see if you can upgrade the diamond sword. So the upgraded diamond sword is better than my ancient sword. So I guess we're doing that then.
Reckon I did a good job.
It's better. But he can't do +2. Can't make Excalibur yet. Wait, wasn't I already using Excalibur? Pretty sure I made that. Yeah, so Stormcry was the wind, Flame Tongue was the fire, Levin Bolt was the thunder, Grindstone was the earth. Well, the diamond armlets +1 are not as good as my Drake Slayer bracelets. Or my Drake Slayer belt. Or the silken stash. So there's no point. Oh, that's crafting actually. Oh, there we go. Diamond armlets +2 are not as good. They have less armor, but 1 more health. So, care. And none of these are nearly as good. Well, silken stash is close. Oh, we can do the diamond sword. Oh fuck! Did I buy the sword and then have him craft it? Am I that dumb? Did I do that? I do that a lot. So we get the diamond sword +2.
I did it.
So we have a regular diamond sword. Oh, okay. But we didn't use up all of our white worm bone. Right. guess these are in order of, like, what to use. Yeah, I'm not going to trade 3 armor for 1 of those.
You don't want me to make yours out else?
Break generation amount by 6% when taking damage. That's when dealing damage. Okay. That's a heat wave. Did I already have one of those? Increase skill earned? Yo, increase XP. Yeah, I already bought these. Okay, yeah.
You've got everything you need then.
I suspect this is a good time to stop. Because I have to work tomorrow.
You be brave now, boy.
And tomorrow is one of my longer days. I mean, it's like a normal day. It's like 8 to 3:30. What a good dog. Okay. I mean, I did 2 hours 45 minutes. That's pretty good. We did talk a lot about other shit. It probably would have got further in the game, but I suspect since the level we just did was kind of like the start of a dungeon, and I just got to re-equip, like, buy things, it's almost certainly going to be either just a boss battle, which could take me a bit, or it could be hey, that crystal shouldn't be there anymore. It could be another, like, dungeon-like thing, which takes a while. So I would love to pick this up tomorrow night. We don't have a podcast, so I would maybe do that. That'd be cool. But I'm going to stop the stream. So thank you for joining me for streaming, people. I always wonder if there's a VOD squad. I actually haven't added these to YouTube yet. A lot of them are on YouTube, but I haven't published them. But I will eventually. But yeah. Good night.